Hello everyone and welcome back for another video. My name is Electrey and today we are doing a speed build based on a very common Norwegian fairy tale. And as in the last speed builds, I'm going to tell you a bit about this and hopefully you will learn something, or if not, it's just nice to have something to listen to. Even though this is a children's fairy tale, I think it's kinda nice to share the story with you guys, and at least when I'm watching speed builds, I think it's nice to just have something to listen to and like relax and whatever. And hopefully this build will make sense with the fairy tale, and I hope you like how it turns out. So we are going to be talking about the Tre Bukkene Bruse, which is what it's called in Norwegian, and in English I think it's called the Three Billy Goats Gruff, but I'm not completely sure. Originally for this build I was planning to have 3 goat or sheep villagers live here, sorta in a neighborhood, but then I figured out that would be kind of difficult. But then my brilliant friend reminded me that the zodiac rocking chair was a thing and they kind of look like goats, so we're gonna use 3 of those instead to represent this fairy tale. I found a translation of the fairy tale and I'm going to read that to you. So yeah, I just hope you enjoy that, and then we will talk a bit more about the build later on. Once upon a time, 3 billy goats were walking to a meadow farm to fatten themselves, and all 3 were called the Billy Goats Gruff. On their way, there was a bridge across a waterfall, which they had to cross, and below the bridge there lived a big, nasty troll, with eyes as pewter plates and a nose as long as a rake handle. First came the youngest Billy Goat Gruff and had to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, it sounded on the bridge. "Who's tripping on my bridge?" the troll yelled. "Oh, it's the smallest Billy Goat Gruff. I'm going to the meadow farm to fatten myself," the billy goat said. It had such a delicate voice. "Now I'm coming to take you," the troll said. "Oh no, don't take me, because I'm so small. Just wait a little bit. Then the middle Billy Goat Gruff will come. He's much bigger." "All right, then walk," the troll said. In a small while came the middle Billy Goat Gruff and had to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, it sounded on the bridge. "Who's tripping on my bridge?" the troll yelled. "Oh, it's the middle Billy Goat Gruff who's going to the meadow farm to fatten himself," the billy goat said. Its voice wasn't quite as delicate. "Now I'm coming to take you," the troll said. "Oh no, don't take me. Just wait a little bit, then the big Billy Goat Gruff will come. He's much, much bigger." "All right then, walk," the troll said. A while passed and then came the big Billy Goat Gruff. Trip, trap, it sounded on the bridge. It was so heavy that the bridge was creaking and clattering below it. "Who's stamping on my bridge?" the troll yelled. "It's the big Billy Goat Gruff," the billy goat said. It had such a gruff voice. "Now I'm coming to take you," the troll yelled. "Yes, just you come. I got 2 horns as spears. With them I'll gorge your eyes out. I got 2 big boulders. With them I'll crush both your marrow and your bones. With them I'll crush both your marrow and your bones," the billy goat said. And then it jumped onto the troll and gorged out his eyes, broke his marrow and bones, and butted him into the waterfall. Then it went to the meadow farm. There the billy goats became so fat that I almost didn't bother to walk back home. And if the fat hasn't left them, then they're still like that. And snip snap snute, now the fairy tale is finished. So yeah, that was that fairy tale. Very short and sweet, as most fairy tales are. And I remember hearing this so much when I was a kid, and it's also very connected to like the Norwegian nature, I feel like, because in the translation I just said that it was a meadow farm, but it's actually called a sæter, which is more of a sort of farm in the mountains, usually for animals, for just to have the animals there. Or I'm explaining this very poorly, but But in the summer, when it's nice and it's grass everywhere, you take your animals up to this hill farm and let them eat a bunch of grass, and then in the winter you take them back down to your more like original farm, if that makes sense. So that's why these goats are going to this farm to eat and get fat and have a nice life, basically. And you know, having a troll under the bridge is like staple Norwegian fairy tale. So for the troll I added this cave thing, and imagine that the troll would live in the cave. It's difficult to have something actually under the bridge since it has to be a waterfall, you know. And I also tried to attempt making a custom design for something and make it look like a troll, but you know, I still can't make custom designs, so it just turned out very bad, and I just decided to use the cave instead. That worked better. And then I added the 3 Aries rocking chairs because there are 3 goats, and even though there's no size difference for them, I think just having them there really symbolize what this story is. And for the next build, which you won't see here, but on the other side of the bridge here, I'm gonna make this meadow, which, you know, is where all the goats want to go and eat grass and have fun. But that will be for the next speed build, so for this one, we're just gonna make this little bridge area look cute and nice and kind of transition well into Bladder's tent. Bladder's tent is just here because that's where I placed it in the beginning of the game, and you can't move it when it's just a tent, and I didn't feel like upgrading it because the tent is the cutest version. I will stand by that until I die. So it's just gonna be here, but I feel like it blends well with everything. I also think the double bridge moment here looks very nice, especially with the diagonal bridges. I don't know, making things diagonal makes it more spicy, I feel like. It gives you a nice angle and spice up your island. But yeah, that's the whole story about why I wanted to make this build. It's more on the innocent side and just like fairy tales and fancies and all of that. Because I want to make my island a little bit scary, but I feel like this was just a good representation of Nordic fairy tales, so I thought it would be cute. And you know, trolls are scary, so that's my reasoning for that. I also wanted to make this look a little bit meadowy, and so for this area I wanted to use flowers that were white, yellow and purple, and the reason for that is because at my cabin there is this satted or hill farm or meadow farm or whatever you want to call it, and in this mountain area there are some purple, white and yellow flowers growing there, so I felt like that was a nice touch, even though these flowers doesn't match the rest of the flowers that are scattered around my island. But I think it's very nice to have specific areas that has some specific colors and stuff like that. And just to mention the snip snap snute, now the fairy tale is over part, that is a very common way to end fairy tales in Norwegian, like snip snap snute, nå eventyret ute, which rhymes. It doesn't mean anything, I think, or it kind of means like snute means nose. So I feel like it's just like when you're telling this to your children, you just go and like poke them on their nose like snip snap snute, now everything is over. So yeah, there's probably a more reasonable explanation in English or something, or a common way to end English fairy tales, but at the top of my head I don't know what that would be. But I think it's kind of cute. And now you have learned something new, hopefully. Also, if you are Nordic or just know things about Nordic folklore and fairy tales, if there are any specific things you think would be cool to include on this island, just let me know, because I am very open for hearing what you guys think about the island and know what you want to see. But overall, I think the things I have built fit together in a nice, balanced way, so I hope you guys feel the same. I am very happy with how this is turning out so far, and I'm kind of already planning or thinking about what kind of theme I should do next, but I only have one Switch, so I can't get too far ahead of myself. Anyway, the video is soon coming to its end. This is definitely one of the shorter speed builds I've done, but I still like how it turned out regardless, and I hope you did too, so please let me know how you think about this build in the comments below, and also please remember to like the video if you liked it so I know that you liked it and I can continue making more videos that you like. And also subscribe if you haven't done that already, it's a nice time here and I would highly recommend you go and subscribe to the channel. You can also go and join the Discord, which is linked in the descriptions. That's where I keep you guys updated, and we also do some events and fun times sometimes. We do a lot of fun things there. And I also stream occasionally. I try to stream once or twice a week, so I hope I will see you guys there at the stream too, and we can continue on this island and make it very beautiful together and have a fun time. So that's everything I have to say for this video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. So bye, or should I say snip snap snute, now this speed build is finished? Okay, that wasn't so fun. Anyway, you'll see the end result now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!